Hello everyone, my name is Joshua. This is the 125th video on my video journal series. Today's date is Saturday, the 13th of June, 2026. How's everyone been? I've been pretty good, thank you. And, today, obviously I was out, I was walking with a friend, and, it was a bright sunny day here in Sydney. And, I was having a good time, and, why not? The weather was perfect. It was a nice day to walk out. And suddenly, there was this young fella. I don't know. He was in his maybe like early 20s, wearing sunglasses, looked like a tradie or whatever, riding in a black. Well, we call them utes in Australia, but basically it's a like sort of like a black utility van. And he honks the horn at us, and I thought, maybe he knows me, maybe he's just being polite. So anyway, he does like a lap around the street, and then when he comes back, because he does like a turn at the roundabout, then he drives towards us, and he starts pulling out his phone, mind you, while driving, which is a very, very stupid idea. And he starts recording my friend and I, and he kept on calling me. I won't say this word out loud, but he kept on calling me the FAG word, which I'm not gonna say. It's a very extremely derogatory term, but he started recording me, and I think I had some context. I do not know this person. This was a complete stranger. I did nothing to provoke this. I was just literally walking along the street. But some guy thought it was funny because of my, I guess, physical appearance or whatever, to start recording me while he's driving and keep on shouting that word and a bunch of other swear words at my friend and I. And then he drove off. And I remember, saying to my friend, "What the hell was all that about?" Like, and unfortunately I have gotten those type of situations where I'm walking along a busy street or even just like a side street or whatever, and someone in their car just yells that specific term at me. It's actually happened, a lot more times than I would originally think. And obviously, I'm not really upset by the incident. Like, honestly, if I don't know that person, then it doesn't affect me, I don't give a crap. And it actually applies a lot to what I said about yesterday. My whole video yesterday is basically why I'm bringing this up now, because I just smiled at him and I just like went off, basically. I didn't try to pick up a fight or whatever, because there's nothing I can do to prevent stupid people in the world. And before you feel sorry for me or whatever, like, honestly, it is not. I don't want you to feel sorry, honestly. These sort of things happen in life, and obviously you don't feed the trolls, so I want to move on from it. But that's something I thought would relate to yesterday. What I said, about standing your ground and standing up for what is right. Except I didn't, try to provoke this person. I literally did nothing other than, some people find that people with ponytails might be classified as that derogatory term. And, I don't find it funny. Like, there's nothing funny about people having a ponytail or having a beard or whatever. But, some young boys or whatever, they can laugh all they want. And, if I don't know them, I quite frankly don't give a shit, honestly. I quite frankly don't give a shit. But, that gives me the right to, I guess, speak about it and to, I guess, provide you with a life lesson of, if someone you don't know, just calls you a swear word or anything like that, don't take it personally. They're most probably, um, you know, they're most probably losers anyway. It goes back to, I guess, not feeding the trolls. And obviously, I won't, I wouldn't start filming them back and taking note of a license plate or business or whatever. I just let it slide because honestly, I like to see a cop pull him over for using his phone while driving. But that would be the ultimate comeuppance. But, yeah, honestly, shit like this happens. Yet again, I'm not really, I guess, affected by it, but, it is just annoying having to go through that sort of thing, especially when it happens to you every couple of months or so. And obviously, yet again, it always seems to be, I guess, young boys or men in their 20s or people like that, who think pulling that sort of stuff is funny, by calling people names is funny. And it certainly isn't, you know. Yet again, though, I think we can all, I guess, relate to a place. Um, we can all relate to, I guess, that sort of experience sometimes where a stranger, maybe they're a schizo, or maybe they just think it's funny and they want to pull a prank on you. Or maybe just like a troll or whatever tries to do something like that. They call you a name out in public. They, drive. They just start randomly filming you and just start calling you names because they think it's funny. Um, and obviously, what can you do? The worst thing you can do is, I guess, pick a fight or whatever. But you know, I just let slip because honestly, I can't be bothered dealing with idiocracy, and all that. And that guy was using his phone while driving. That's already a offense in of itself. So if he posts it online, then I guess, well, there's nothing much you can really, I guess, do about it. But that just shows that thank God I'm not that person. Thank God, even though I don't drive a car, I do take safety seriously. Thinking about that person, what if he accidentally crashed or something like that because he was on his phone while driving? I'm not worried about myself. I'm worried about the other person. What if he were to crash? Or what if he were to get into a serious situation or lose a couple of $100 because a cop car's just waiting nearby? That sort of thing. And obviously you're saying, why should I care about the other person? Well, because sometimes idiocracy can lead towards very serious consequences. And listen, I don't want to scoop to that person's level. Um, so I often feel bad saying, how lonely is that person? How pathetic are they to find this sort of thing funny? I don't even worry about myself. I just, I look at the other person and go like, oh, how, childish, how immature are you to call other people names like that? So yeah, that's my, I guess, piece of advice I can link towards yesterday's sort of message is that, stand your ground, don't fight back. I guess, it really depends what approach you're doing. But it goes back to not, like, I guess, feeding the trolls. Same thing with my YouTube channel. People can leave comments. They can call me all sorts of names. At the end of the day, your comment and your behavior in public is public. People can witness your behavior. People can read comments on this YouTube video. So, I might not mind it, but you're putting yourself at risk, essentially. You can call me anything. Call me anything you want, but it'll be public. And, other people can see that. And they can see who posted such messages. So think about what you do next time in public or post it on your YouTube video. Like I always say, obviously don't feed the trolls. If you have nothing nice to say, then don't say it, except if you're, I guess, giving fair and valid criticism. But, calling people that derogatory term, which I mentioned earlier, is not fair and valid criticism. But yet again, I think that's a really, I guess, life lesson. You can say anything you want, but it'll be public. Your behavior is public, and you never know when bad luck might be on your side if you do such, I guess, idiotic actions like that. So yeah, take that with precaution. I guess that's a very good life lesson. But anyway, obviously, I'm moving that aside now. I just want to mention it because it relates back to what I said previously. Other than that, obviously, today was pretty good. I didn't let that incident get away because I love the weather. I love the weather today. And yeah, what else happened today? Oh, no, nothing much, Man, I was on my feet today. I did a lot of walking. I really like to get my steps in because I'm an avid walker. But sometimes it's just very annoying having to wait for cars and all that. Like you just want to go, but as soon as you want to go, a car wants to go. It's like the Murphy's law of cars. Um, you know. What was Murphy's? Murphy's law is essentially everything that can go wrong will go wrong. Well, basically every time you step onto a street, anything can happen. Basically, you can go onto a street. looks deserted, but as soon as you take one step, there's a car that comes like flying by, and that's another thing I hate. Sometimes you get idiot drivers. He essentially like I've walked along like busy intersections before, and then someone does like an illegal turn and nearly puts my life at risk. That's worse than an insult. When someone is so impatient they rather risk running over a pedestrian just to save like 5 seconds of their time because they're so impatient. That's the ultimate offense, if you ask me, because it's such idiocracy. You can clearly see the light's red. You can clearly see you're not able to go, but yet you go. Or it shows a green light, but you gotta wait for the other people to cross because it doesn't have that like green arrow. It's only got that green light, and that's how traffic laws work. Um, you gotta wait for the other people to cross. People don't like, I guess, pay attention to pedestrians, or they're just so impatient they rather just risk someone. Like, imagine that. Like, ask anyone out on the street, would you risk killing someone or seriously harming someone for 5 seconds? Most 99% of people, 99.9% of people would say no. But it seems when people on the road, some people, that 0.1% would do that, because they think, oh, no one's gonna notice. Well, you're eventually gonna notice all the remains on the road if your calculations are incorrect. So yeah, that just be a safe driver. Don't use your phone while driving, recording people. Don't run a red light. These are, I guess, basic sort of things that I guess some people don't really understand. Um, and yet again though, like it's been a while since I've walked along like a busy, I guess, intersection, and then there's like a van which like swoops out of nowhere. It's been a while, but it does happen to me sporadically, and you can't really prevent stupid drivers, but it's not really, I guess, stupidity because they know the road rules. It's more like impatience, really. It's really just impatience because obviously everyone knows you can't run a red light. Everyone knows you got to wait for pedestrians. These people know, but they're very impatient and they just really want to skim time, even though they've been stuck in traffic for so long, which means they can just wait another 5 seconds for people to cross before they go. Honestly, life as a pedestrian is quite hard when cars are in play. But yet again, though, what can you really do about it? But yeah, honestly, what else has happened? I really got nothing else planned for the rest of the week. Oh, Supernova's in a week, which I'm really excited for. I'm gonna go with my friends. Sunday, I really have nothing planned, which is good. And next week should be relatively chill. In terms of like my schedule and all that. Today was like this week's been really busy, and my phone's been running out of storage, so I gotta upload some of the video journals from my phone to my computer. But even then, I take a lot of photographs on my regular phone, my Samsung, not my Canon. So yeah, like obviously my storage is running out, and I think I only got like 28 minutes of video left on this camera, so that's why I'm trying to make this today's episode a little bit quick because how I don't want to like stop recording, but yeah, obviously yeah, I've been thinking about getting a new phone because my current phone is 4G, but at the same time I think to myself, well, my phone works perfectly fine as is. I might just wait until 4G is phased out before I get a 5G phone. And I've been holding off updates on my phone, which may sound a little bit stupid, but every update, it seems my phone's getting slower and slower. So I've been slowly just holding off on the updates. Because like I don't really, I guess, browse much dangerous websites on my phone and all of that. A phone's just a phone, and even once this phone becomes redundant, I'll still use it as a recording camera to record this video journal series. But I guess technology nowadays really has like planned obsolescence. So I don't want that happening to my phone because to me, like, a phone is just a phone. I just wanted to make calls and text, right? Having the internet and all that is obviously another critical pillar of a phone. But, when I'm looking at a phone, I'm like, does it make calls? Does it make text? Can I access the internet and some basic apps like banking and all that? Yes, that's all I need, really. I don't really need like an iPhone or expensive Samsung or anything like that. Um, all the AI features are really just gimmicky, if you ask me. Everything else on the phone is just basically gimmicky. Even taking photos originally started out as like a gimmick with the phones, but now it's like useful. If I just need to take a quick photo or anything like that. And I used to have like a dumb phone before I got this current phone between like 2022 and 2023. Um, you know, and obviously, it took a while for that phone to get started up, like always, because it was a very, very cheap phone, but it did the job. Um, but yeah, so basically, yeah, I've been sort of like holding off updates, and um, I'll pretty much get a new phone when 4G's phased out because, um, yet again, no, it just needs to do the job. That's all I'm asking. It just needs to do the job, and I'll be happy with it. And what else do I have to say about today? Nothing much really. Um, you know, I guess I still have a lot of free time on my hands. Still job hunting. No, I guess interviews yet. Um, yet again, it is quite hard in today's economy. But I try not to think about, I guess, economics too much nowadays. It's some of the, I guess, news can be bleak, but to me, I just like, it's my holidays. Like, I like to focus on positive things, Um, and I guess I've been trying to also save up money for an international trip, but I've taken a look at flights because I want to go at the end of the year, and they are getting quite expensive. Obviously, it's end of year, but I remember, booking flights in late November 20, not no, late November 2024, like around mid 2024 for my Japan holiday, like around 2 years ago, and I swear, like getting a flight from Tokyo to Sydney, and maybe I booked it around August 2024, was around like 1,500, but now it's like closer to 1.9. I know when it goes on sale, it can easily go back to 1.5. But I remember seeing flights from Sydney to Tokyo go as low as like $900 a while back, but now clearly because of like the fuel crisis and I guess inflation and all of that, that'll be a very very rare deal. I guess it depends like what time of year you're going. If you're going like mid year and all that, if you're going end of year, I was thinking of doing like an international trip end of year. Obviously, the prices will be a little bit high. And to be fair, it's not really, I guess, about the price. It's more about the experience. But still, it's something that I've noticed. And like I said, I've got the money and resources to do it, so I'll definitely do it. But I got to budget it wisely. Um, I really got to budget wisely. And um, yeah, that's been pretty much it. Um, yet again, I'd like to hear, I guess, your guys' comments on what I say because I know I got a very, very small following now, but hopefully they'll grow over time and I'll be able to talk to you guys in the comments down below. And yeah, like 125 videos. Wow, that is a lot. I can't believe it's already been 25 days since my 100th video anniversary. That was over 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago, over 3 weeks ago. Nearly a month, come to think about it. And it seems like this video journal series is really gaining momentum and really gaining pace, 125 videos might not seem much, but that's only going to increase. So, yeah, I'm excited to see where the series goes yet again. And yet again, though, today, look, you know, I wasn't really irritated by what happened today, and nor should you be irritated because I don't want this sort of, um, toxicity to breed and all this hatred. But just take that as a lesson and apply it to what I said yesterday. You gotta stand up for yourself, but um, don't waste your time on idiots, basically, because you always got to get idiots, and sometimes idiots get themselves into trouble or in a big mess, and that's a far greater catastrophe than someone calling me a name, for instance. So yeah, like don't feed the trolls, and you'll be fine. It may seem a little painful at first. You can talk to someone about it, um, you know, but keep in mind that nothing could fix idiocracy, and you are. I bet you are 1,000 times smarter than that person calling you a name. You're wiser and smarter, essentially. And just to keep in mind that at least for me, anyone can call me any name, but all your actions are public. Everyone can see your actions. Just to keep that in mind, that's a really good rule of thumb. But anyway, that's all I've said, and I'll catch you all later. Bye, see you, take care. Catch you all tomorrow.